Okay, so welcome to the Canucks Chatter post-game stream. Game 6 done. Edmonton Oilers win 5-1 and force a Game 7 in Vancouver. I believe it's Monday night. Uh, yeah, so lots to talk about as always. Initial thoughts for you. What are you thinking right now, Victor? How did the game play out in your eyes?
Pod's done. I'm done for the night. See you later. No.
Okay.
No.
All right, I guess I'll
Oh,
just go solo here.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
just frustrating. They decide not to shoot the puck tonight. On the power play,
Yeah,
five on
surprising.
five, 4 on 4. What it didn't matter. The only time I felt they looked good tonight was on the penalty kill. They just nothing. They didn't generate offensively. They allowed Edmonton to play their game. I don't know if it was nerves or whatever, but the structure they've played with all series and all season long was not there. Nothing
Mhm.
Shelovs could do tonight, especially in the third. After that, the third goal went in. It pretty much said that Vancouver just almost tacked it in. The fourth goal, pardon me, is like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so first off, we'll go through a few things. Um yeah, Canucks. How surprised were you that Stuart Skinner was starting in net this game?
Not that surprising because he's been their guy all year. So
Hmm.
well, you go with the guys that brought you to the dance, and they're gonna ride or die by him. And the Canucks made it very easy for him tonight. They just did not pepper any shots on him. Was it 6 or 7 shots after 2 periods? That was just ugly with a capital U.
Hmm.
And he now he's got a little bit of confidence. Hopefully not. In Game 7, he'll let a goal from center ice go in behind him. That would be great. But that
Hmm.
would also require the Canucks to put some
Shoot the
shots on
puck.
net.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised that he was in net. I thought that was maybe a bad play by Knobloch. I'm not convinced that was the right play. I just, you can't, you don't really know because the Canucks didn't really test him. And if you know a guy who's definitely mentally at least shaky, if it's just the mental or whatever, but you got to get shots on him from everywhere. And I just don't think Vancouver did a good enough job. Like, sure, we can give Edmonton credit. I thought, their life is on the line here, so they're playing hard and they don't want pucks to get through. But I just felt like Canucks kind of spent too much time on the outside, didn't try to just force some pucks and funnel it towards the net, just throw it on, see what happens, especially with a guy that was shaky. And what I thought in that first period, I mean, it's 1-1 after the first period, but the he looked shaky in there. He was swimming a lot around the net,
Yeah.
Skinner. There was a couple plays where
So
Vancouver sort of made a pass and he's just swimming and falling down and like
he was not tracking the puck well at all.
he was not. No, I mean, sure. I mean, if you haven't played a couple playoff games, maybe you're a little rusty, but like I still don't think he's that confident. So that's one thing. And then so I think they should have gone back to Pickard. I don't think the way that Vancouver played doesn't matter which goalie's in the net. I think Edmonton wins this game regardless. But yeah, five goals.
Your brother could have been in net, and they still would have won by the same score probably.
Probably. Yeah, that's true. My brother's a goalie, so shout out to him. So like another thing too is Vancouver also went 100% on the penalty kill. They killed off all three penalties, and
Including a
Edmonton
5-on-3.
Oilers. Yeah, even the 5-on-3, and somehow Edmonton scores 5-on-5 goals, which is something that we don't really think like they haven't done very well. Edmonton 5-on-5, they haven't gotten many goals there. So that's a couple things. Canucks have 15 shots in the entire game. Faceoffs they did well. I think they're always doing pretty well in the faceoffs. Another huge stat that kind of you can definitely see in game that kind of stood out to me was the hits. This is the most physical I think I've seen Edmonton in all 6 games that they played with each other. Pretty much, I feel like every game Vancouver's being the most physical team, and this is the first game I kind of noticed Edmonton throwing some hits out there and being aggressive. So I think that maybe probably helped them. But yeah, not a great game for Vancouver. Luckily, they put themselves in a position where they get another crack at it. But it's a game 7, and with game 7s, I would think that Vancouver is probably pissed off and frustrated with the way they played. They're going to come out
I
really hard
hope
next
so.
game, and but the one flip side is it's a game 7. Anything can happen. Bounces can happen. So we'll see. But how do you? How do you feel Vancouver sort of shapes up and going into Game 7 and where their mindset is at?
Yeah. I thought momentum would have been on their side after that opening few minutes where Draisaitl took that penalty. Like, all right,
Hmm.
score there. That's one of their best guys off for 2 minutes. And since McDavid doesn't kill penalties either, their two best players not on for 2 minutes hurt them, and nope. So now they have to just put this back in their review mirror and forget about it and play Game 7 like it's their season's on the line and it's game 1 of 1. That's all it
Hmm.
comes down to. Every shot matters. There's that, just like the shot that song goes, shots. That was a
Yeah.
big rallying cry in 2011. Let's bring that back for Game 7 because this I don't know who this team was. This might have been Jim Benning's Canucks tonight because that's not who we were seeing this year. And
Hmm.
like I guess all that not whining about getting power plays definitely did help out Edmonton tonight. So, well, not that it mattered anyways. It was pretty much in the Oilers show. They deserved to win. The Canucks just didn't show up. So I think they'll be good Game 7. The crowd will be behind them. The seventh man will be there pumping them up.
Yeah. Yeah. Just taking a look here. There's a commentary by Daniel again. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, he agrees. He was surprised to see Skinner net. I was surprised. I thought that was, you know, just look, Pickard played well, even though they lost last game and they won the game before that. Like he didn't allow a weak goal or bad goal. Skinner has allowed at least one weak goal in every game that he's played. So I was like, yeah, this could really bite him in the in the rear end. But yeah, just not enough shots.
Yeah, Daniel, not even good shots. They didn't even put shots on to test him.
Yeah, there wasn't even. Yeah, they just didn't. I mean, credit to Edmonton. They played well defensively. I think. Um, there's that Pedersen post there in the third, but at that point, it's the game's sort of
It was
getting out of hand.
pretty much done.
Yeah. I thought.
There were I
I
was
was
gonna
just
say
gonna
there
say. I
was
thought.
lot of passengers tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I think there was some. Yeah, they just didn't look as intense. There was some weird penalties. I thought the officiating was. They missed some calls there again. I thought. There definitely has been. For both teams some flops, some dives around, trying to get those
Yeah,
penalties
they
called.
made sure to see that.
Yeah, they
It's
kind of
every
showed those.
series though.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone tries to get calls. Been quite a bit this series, but I mean that's what you try to do, right? You're going to do whatever you can to try to get your team the edge in a power play. But weird, the power plays aren't really scoring right now. Or it seemed like earlier on in the series, every power play there's a Edmonton's case 50%. Vancouver still was doing well in the power play as well.
Yeah.
Right now, the kills are just a little more structured and a little more aggressive, and it's been a 5-on-5 battle right now.
Like you were saying, if I had told you the Canucks killed off all their all their penalty kill chances and including the 5-on-3s, like, oh, they must have won. But
Exactly. Yeah.
no, this no excuses tonight. Just Canucks didn't show up. Didn't Couldn't blame the refs. Couldn't
Yeah.
blame this and that. The league. No, this was on them. They'll be the first to say it. It's the same.
Yeah.
Same. They'll say it in the room behind closed doors. They'll probably say the same thing now. At least with the amount of passengers tonight, they'll be able to take the HOV lane back home when they get back into town.
Yeah. And I think yeah, I think they'll be motivated, right? I'm sure they're not happy, like you said, with the play. It'd be interesting, can't pull it up yet, but after this, I'm gonna check out some of Talkett's comments, see what he thinks. I'm sure he's gonna have some choice words, and yeah, going to a Game 7, you got to be obviously a little careful with what you say out to media, but yeah, probably not too happy. Not enough pucks on net.
He
There's some
should have made
guys who
some.
I thought
He
played
should
well.
have made some spaghetti for the team.
um, yeah, McDavid three assists this game. He looked better. I think Vancouver did a good job of keeping him off the board for the most part the last couple of games. Draisaitl is the one it's just seems it's really hard to keep him off the board. We'll see. I'll have to check the ice time for Draisaitl, McDavid, and Bouchard and Ekholm, but like they seem to play a ton, and the ice is just so tilted when they're out there. And they're going to have to slow down eventually because they're playing a lot of minutes, and that's a tough thing to keep up. But yeah, Game 7, anything can happen. What do you think? Do you think Edmonton on their end, are they putting Skinner back in because they won this game? That's kind of how I see it. I think that's probably what they're thinking.
There's no chance they can go to Pickard. I'm
Yeah, because
okay
it
with
makes
them
no
going to
sense.
Skinner. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know what I've seen from Skinner. I'll take my chances with Stuart Skinner right now. And
yeah.
like last game, they put tons of pressure on Bouchard. Anytime he had the puck, and he made a lot of mistakes.
Hmm.
He had all day today in his own zone, and they had Edmonton just was able to break out, no issues at all. They used their speed, and Vancouver just didn't do anything. It's Game 7 coming up. Hopefully, there's a little bit of fatigue in them. I'm sure there. I know that McDavid is in great shape. He is in the best shape out of anyone in the league. So he's
Hmm.
going to be ready, amped up to play. Both teams will be. And it's going to be a big battle, and I'm nervous and excited at the same time because
Hmm. That's
I
Game
don't know
7.
what's going on. And
Yeah,
it's all found money, anyways. I feel
yeah.
the winning division was found money. Winning the first
Hmm.
round is it's all like gravy to me. This I'm not. I won't. I'll be disappointed not because they lost, not because the goals were different. They did what they could do, and they're an underdog. I've said that they're an underdog this whole series, and taking it to Game 7 is good on them. So let's get. Hopefully, they get some momentum. The fans can get behind them. Let's go, PD, and get some JT Miller action going.
Yeah, I think that look. I think next game, both teams are going to come out. I'm feel very confident that Vancouver's going to come out with a good game. This doesn't guarantee a win by any means. It's Game 7, but I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think special teams in Game 7 is going to matter a lot
Yeah.
because I know the last two games that there hasn't really been many power play goals, but I think it's going to be a huge thing in Game 7. Yeah, if Edmonton put Skinner in Game 6 in an elimination game, 100% they're going back to him in Game 7. You wouldn't just switch it up like that. It would make no sense. Um, so I want to shift over to Seelovs. I thought he's not the reason why Vancouver lost. Definitely not. However, I think he probably had his worst game of the series.
Yeah.
He faced what 25 shots or something like that. Yeah, 27. So 5 goals and 27 shots. Yeah, just some weak goals. The Hyman one. He gets a piece of it and goes in. He's got to get all of it, right? Like if you're getting a piece of it and it's
Hyman
flowing
didn't have a
there.
lot of time though.
He did. Yeah. He got it off his skate. He had a lot of time. That's the slot. I'll give him that one. I thought the Bouchard one. Bouchard has a bomb from that point, but
Yeah.
looking at the replay, it didn't look like Skinner was screened. Or sorry, not Skinner.
She
She loves
loves.
was yeah. She loves. He wasn't screened. And it was off the post and that's a perfect shot, but from that far out, you like the goaltender to make a save there. So some of
Yeah,
those stood out to me. Yeah, that one should have been stopped, and that was a pretty big goal. Was that the 3-1 goal,
yep.
Bouchard? Yeah, so that's a,
Canucks are
that's a
still on.
huge. Yeah, but
3-1. Vancouver's shown they can come back from two. Three
especially with Skinner in
goals.
net.
That
Yeah,
yeah, that would have been. It would have been iffy as is. It wasn't like they had less time to do it this time, but can't score goals if you don't shoot and take shots on net.
yeah,
There were more shots piling out of Jim at the Roxy Burger tonight than the Canucks took shots on net probably.
probably. Yeah, yeah. Not. I'm sure the next game they're gonna pepper more shots on. Yeah, because Skinner was not tested. You don't get a sense of how he's feeling or how he's going to play. Um, But yeah, Seelovs, I thought, yeah, not a great game for him. Not a lot of help, but yeah, just some of those goals could have been stopped. At the end of the day, Vancouver scores one, so they probably still lose this game.
Yeah.
Um,
Good
so
news, he still looked confident. That was the thing.
still
He
a
didn't look
confident, yeah.
great, but the body language was still there. He wasn't still fighting the
Mhm,
puck. He was just beat. He just didn't make the save. So, oh, nothing he
yeah,
could do. He was probably still the best player on the team for the night. It's
yeah.
it's
He's
not
the
saying
most
much.
important player, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah. I thought. I mean, Hoglander got that goal. That was a probably big goal for him. Is his first of the playoffs. But
Big
yeah,
monkey off his back.
when Vancouver's yeah, hopefully when Vancouver tied that game, I mean, Edmonton scores, Vancouver scores not long after. You kind of feel like, oh, there we go. That's what
Yeah,
they've kind of been doing all playoffs. Is the other team gets momentum and Vancouver snatches it right back and just takes the other team out of it and then finds a way. This time,
yeah,
yeah, not the case.
yeah.
So I asked you after last, what was the last game? Either game six, probably after game five. If
Oops, we seem to have lost Raf here. Yeah, this has been something different.
Demko is healthy, game seven, you said he goes in game seven. Hopefully, I'm back. Can
Oops.
you hear me?
Oh, yep. I said, should I start Demko in Game 7? If we'll see if they practice tomorrow
Yeah,
and on
yeah. Sorry,
Monday.
yeah, got into it.
It's all good. I tried to
Mhm.
carry the show for a couple seconds. Yeah, Demko.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
If
what's happening.
he,
Can you hear me now?
yep, yeah, if he's facing
Okay.
NHL shooters at the practice the next couple days, and he looks healthy and is healthy, not saying he's healthy,
Mhm.
throw him out there. Bubble Demko is here for a reason. But if there's any sort of hesitation in him, go right back to She Loves.
Mhm. I'd go with Demko. I don't know. That's a hard one. He's shown in the past that when he's not playing, he can come back and kind of be game ready. So you think it'd be confident, but yeah,
Yeah, both goalies he's
I'm
had
in
no
there
issues
if
coming back.
he's
Like Demko came
yeah.
back from his first knee
So
injury,
if
looked great in Game 1, and then same thing here, and hopefully if he does play and is healthy for Game 7, I expect him to do the same. And She Loves, if he has a bad game, he comes right back right at it.
mhm. So you'd if Demko is feeling good and ready to play, you're saying put him in?
Yep, he's your number one. He's the guy. Shelops has been great, but he's not a number one yet. He's looked like it, but Demko's the guy. We know he's what he can do in the playoffs. He's already shown it this year in Game 1. He was outstanding. Healthy. Go to Demko. Bubble Demko is here to stay and ready to play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. If he's been that good and he's been a guy, if he's our number one guy, if he's available, you should play him. Well, especially with after how the game was today. Like Seeloff's didn't play bad, but made a couple. You wish he made a couple more extra saves, and I think that makes the decision a little bit easier for the Canucks coaches to put in Demko if he's ready.
I know who should not be starting
So
Game
is there
7,
any
and that's Casey DeSmith.
players? Yeah, yeah. There's a better chance that one of us is going to get struck by lightning. Knock on wood, than him starting.
RIP.
There's no chance. I think,
Let's
yeah,
hope
it's
not.
going to be one of those
Let's
two.
not out.
Edmonton's going to get
Let's hope he
Skinner.
doesn't outthink himself. I'm sure Ian Clark will
No,
say
but I
no.
think,
Yeah, goaltending has not been the issue so far for Vancouver,
yeah,
unlike Edmonton. So Game 7, it doesn't matter who's starting it, whether it's Shelovs or Demko. I trust them both to be in there to play their A game and be one of the most important factors of winning Game 7, which they will.
hmm uh, do you do you think that what was I going to say here? Do you think that Vancouver uh, will play like a kind of more structured
Absolutely, they'll go back to that structure that
structured
they've got
game,
been.
less kind of
Yeah, less little run and gun. Well, whatever tonight was, I don't know what they were playing. Go back to that Game 5, 1 through 5 structured
hmm
game all season, and that's brought them success. Go to it. Whatever tonight was, I'm going to give them a mulligan. I'm not even angry. I'm not even disappointed. I'm just, They've 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 played some intense games all all these playoffs. So, well, if they have one bad game, I'm not going to rip whatever hair I have left out anyway. So, well, there's still another game to win, and just take advantage of that, and that's going to be the determining factor. JT Miller's going to put his team on his back. That third line of Joshua, Garland, and Bluger will go back to February line, and Petey and Lindholm and Niels, the all Swedish Trey Koner line is going to be there, and let's hope Quinn Hughes starts shooting the puck more, whether 5-on-5 or power play.
Yeah, he hasn't scored yet in his playoffs, has he?
Nope, can't score if you don't take shots.
Yeah. Is there any
There's a guy
Canucks
I play
player this
hockey
game
with.
that you?
He never shoots the puck, and he never scores. He has a good shot
Yeah.
on, and just passes, and reminds me of Hughes right now. Just pass and just dangle around, which is good, but you need him to shoot.
hmm Yeah, hopefully, I know my internet connection here is just very spotty. um, is there somebody on the roster for Canucks roster that you thought played well today?
Archer Shilovs,
That's it. Okay. Is there anybody who you didn't like you really stood out to you on the negative side, or you thought, oh, they did
Philip
a terrible game?
Hronik.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He continues to be pretty invisible throughout these playoffs, and he's at the only time I've noticed him is Game 5 for the positive. Rather, if
Mm-hmm.
talking about passengers, he's been one of them for most of these playoffs. Just
Yeah.
the second half, he hasn't done it. Second half of the season to the playoffs, he's done very little. The most memorable thing he's done is telling Calgary they're on holidays in 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I think right. That was that quote that against Calgary.
I was hoping they'd say
Good.
that to Edmonton tonight, but maybe he'll go
Yeah.
say it on Monday.
Yeah, I thought he struggled this series. I guess sort of the playoffs. I mean, you wouldn't say that he's not playing like Ian Cole, kind of. He's had a tough
No,
series. Although I read that he is dealing with some kind of injury, so maybe that
yeah,
explains a little bit of his tough play. I thought he's kind of looked a little slow, and some of his decision making, maybe due to his lack of mobility, is costing
yeah,
him. Yeah, Hronik hasn't stood out as much as he did in the regular season. I think the first half of the season you saw how good he played. I don't know if you can really expect that all the time. But yeah, you need a little bit more from him. I noticed that you'd kind of want him to be a little bit more physical. I feel like the Edmonton forwards are really getting in on him on the forward check, and he's sort of having trouble with that, taking those hits and trying to make a play because that's one of the big things about playoff hockey is taking a hit to make a play, but you still have
yeah.
to make the play, and sometimes he's taking the hit and. Yeah, just not able to get back
Nothing.
into play, and Edmonton continues the cycle.
Yeah,
Um,
we should have known something was off with him when that last game of the year when nobody was playing. He was scratched instead of Ian Cole for health reasons, and
mhm.
kind of first time brought to light. Oh, is a Hronik hurt? Because right now,
Yeah,
Hronik's at the beginning first few months of the year, he was looking at $9 million, high eights
yeah,
for his next
that's
contract, and the way the second half in playoffs, he's looking more toward Quinn Hughes, $7.5 million, which I'm okay with. But
mhm.
still, the struggle's paying that much for it. So the team needs him. His agent and his bank account is needing him to step it up.
How much cap? What's his cap hit right now?
I think it's around four
Yeah,
and a
so I'm
half.
thinking for something.
Yeah, it's doable right now, but he was due for a big pay raise, but
What do you think? What do
Zadorov
you
has
think he's
earned
making?
a big
Yeah,
payday, and if Myers wants to go to another team, he'll definitely get close to the same amount of money. But rumors says he wants to stay in Vancouver. So,
is Myers a UFA?
yep.
Yeah, okay. So it's a big decision because I think I don't think you're not gonna be able to keep Hronik, Zadorov, and Lindholm. So you got to figure out what you're gonna do there. That's obviously not something you got to think about immediately, but yeah, well, like if you have to pay similar dollars, who are you taking, Hronik or Zadorov?
Uh, I, the recency bias, you have to take Zadorov.
Yeah,
He's earned cult hero status right now,
Yeah.
and, and he he seems like the better fit. But Zadorov is not ever going to play with Quinn Hughes very often. And
No.
Hronek did a great job beside Hughes for the first half of the season. And I don't know if this injury happened halfway through the year and it's still lingering. Is it a reoccurring shoulder problem from last year? But that same Hronek we saw in the first half hasn't been around, where the mobility or the physicalness.
Hmm.
Yes, and he the market has soured on him, where he couldn't do anything wrong the first half. The second half, everyone's going, "Where's Phil?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the only thing positive from him in the last few months has been, "You're on holidays in 2 days."
Yeah, that quote. One of the things too about the regular season too is it's not uncommon to see a player do really well the first half of the season and not do as well in the second half of the season. For two reasons. One of them, it's a long season, right? As the season goes on, it takes a toll on your body. You're playing a ton of games during the season. Another thing too is towards the end of the season, teams start to play better. That's just been you see it all the time. Games are tighter, things are harder to like teams are trying to fight for a playoff spot, trying to fight for their division and all that kind of things, and it does get a little bit harder. So I think that plays into it because the way he played at the start of the season was great, but I just didn't think it was sustainable. I didn't think like this is him from now on. He was still good in Detroit, but I don't know. Is he going to be a top pairing guy that's just lights out? I don't know. I still think he's a great defenseman, but when it comes to also looking at Zadorov and Hronek, if we were looking at who to sign, I think Zadorov might be commanding possibly more money. Like there's reports that he's looking for 6 years, 6 million. If that was on the table, 6 years, 6 million, would you sign Zadorov for that price and that term?
Uh,
That's the big thing.
for today, yes, because he's earned it. But no, that's
Yeah.
uh because we'd be getting playoff Zadorov, who's been great, but you're
Hmm.
more mainly paying for regular season Zadorov than
Yeah.
playoff Zadorov. So I
In 6 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
we just I mean the team just gave someone 6 or 6, and that deal
Right.
didn't hasn't worked out until this year, really.
Hmm.
I
Yeah. This is the first year we've seen Zadorov being this impactful in his NHL career, and that's
I don't know enough about him before, but I knew he was a danger. He'd take those high risk chances, which we don't see very often here.
yeah.
Here he's played within our structure. I would love to have him back, but I think Hronek's the more important piece. Is him playing beside Quinn Hughes is the most important thing. And at the
Yeah. It's
beginning of the season, we all wondering, oh, Phil looks great beside Quinn, but I want to see what he looks like on his own pairing. Can he drive that pair like Quinn does?
Yeah, I just know he's gonna drive it like Quinn. I don't think anybody really can. But it's always tough to find when you have a top pairing or just a stud defenseman like Quinn Hughes. It's always hard to find that fit with him, right? That's not easy. And I think Hronek has shown that he can be. It's to potentially see if he can keep it up. And there's Lindholm as well. But yeah, we can dwell more into that when the time
Later on.
comes. Yeah, exactly. Right now, it's about game 7. The most exciting thing to watch. There was another game. No, there wasn't a game 7. It was a game 6, right?
6.
Last night. Yeah,
Yep.
Dallas double overtime scored 2 goals. First ever 2 overtime goals for a team to win a game. One of them disallowed, which should have definitely been allowed. I don't know what's going on with this goaltender interference thing. Today was the right call when Edmonton scored. They didn't even challenge because I thought it would have been brought back anyway.
Yeah. I
But
wish they
last
had
night's game,
challenged.
yeah, get a penalty there. No, that was smart
Not the
non-challenge by
not
Knobloch.
not that the power play would have scored, but still.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
still, but smart play by Knobloch last night though against Dallas. Boy, I don't know how that's not a goal. Luckily, the hockey gods were there and they scored it.
Yeah.
But that was nothing. That was
Grigoriev sold the play very well.
well, he saw the play, but he's out of his blue paint. Duchesne gets pushed by the defender. That's a goal.
The league
All
said
day
his
for me.
butt was in the crease.
Yeah, I don't know, but he gets. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was barely hit there.
Dallas should never complain about video review, ever.
Yeah,
There's like they the league is still trying to probably get it back at them, saying, "Oh, we made a mistake." Dallas, Dallas,
for
Fans in Buffalo will tell you Dallas should never win another video review again.
Oh, why's that? Why the?
1998 when Brett Hull had his foot in the crease and they said that was a goal. They didn't even go to review.
Well, that was a while ago. That's not
Tell
even
Buffalo fans if they're still angry and bitter about that.
they're probably more angry and bitter that their team can't even make the playoffs and is struggling year after year when they think they're about to make a step.
Yeah, one of my really good friends, he's a big Dallas fan, and he's also a big Vancouver fan, despite what he says. He's a Dallas fan. He's looking forward to the series. He's been waiting for this.
Yeah, there's only one team left to figure out who's gonna be on to the conference finals. It's
Yeah,
this game 7. It's Vancouver, Edmonton,
yeah.
Dallas. Dallas has
Someone
looked good. I'll give them that. I was, to be honest, I thought Dallas was a good team. I was, surprised because they just beat two
back-to-back
teams that
defending Cup champs.
exactly, and that's tough. Like Vegas, and then you're gonna face Colorado. I know Colorado, Nichushkin had a situation, and then maybe I presume there's been some injuries there. But yeah, they give them credit. They're also a team that's not, they're not an Edmonton that's got one line or like just the biggest stars. They're just a structured team that's gets some offense from the young guns and some veteran leadership. They got the good back end, and they got a good goaltending. So they're, that's what you need in a team. They're good all through.
Yeah, they
Edmonton,
have great depth.
yeah, great depth. Yeah.
And getting Chris Tanev for pretty much nothing.
Chris Tanev has just been amazing these playoffs. He's been so good. At his age, still doing what he does. It's impressive.
Zadorov or Tanev? Which one should the
Well,
Canucks have gone after?
that's a tough one. I mean, Zadorov is getting you a lot of offense, though. I gotta say,
Yeah,
I don't know if Tanev would give you that offense.
yeah. Tanev's definitely not going past the center line on those
No,
rushes.
like some of those chances, you'd lose a couple goals. So maybe what we've
Yeah,
seen so far, I might have to say Zadorov because of the
yeah.
physicality as well. But overall, I think that they're both UFAs. They're both totally different situations. Zadorov is probably getting longer term, where Tanev is getting less term. He's older. Zadorov is 29. Tanev is, I believe, 34 right now. Different stages, but yeah, I mean, what did Vancouver pay for Zadorov? Wasn't it like
A fourth round pick and a conditional third.
right? That sounds about right.
And
Yeah, that was
and
yeah.
and I think one of those picks is going to be like in 3 years or something.
Right. I was thinking about this just yesterday about all the deadline acquisitions, and I think Vancouver probably would be the most impactful. Lindholm and Zadorov. Like I can't think of any other team that made a pickup in the playoffs that has impacted the team as much as they have. I mean,
First
they've
round Jake
really helped.
Gensel.
He has as well. Yeah, that's a big one. But I mean, that's one player, right?
Yeah.
For Vancouver, it's
I
been
think
two.
Wenstrom's looked pretty good for New York.
Right, but that's a different team. I mean, like Vancouver
Yeah.
has two guys
Oh,
that they picked up, and
yeah.
both of them are
Oh, yeah.
playing well and making a
Yeah.
difference, right? Like, there's no other team that's picked up two guys that are making as much impact as Vancouver. So,
All of the
in
guys
that
Edmonton
sense,
picked up aren't even playing.
yeah, that's a tough one. They picked up Henrique. He's not playing. They also picked up
Stetcher.
Troy Stetcher. Yeah, he's just scratched though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was like a depth defenseman. So I don't think you're expecting too much. Although I'm sure some Edmonton fans kind of wish they set Ceci for him because he's oh man, his numbers are pretty bad for Cody Ceci in the playoffs. And the eye test doesn't lie either. He's had a rough one.
Keep throwing him out there. Keep having him mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 3-1 win there. Daniel
Yeah,
chiming
that's
in.
what I
Yeah.
was saying earlier. Yeah. It's they had the first team in NHL history scoring 2 overtime goals to win a game. Yeah, but
I'm,
I'm happy that they got it because the hockey gods, I guess, come out sometimes, and they got the goal, and Dallas is on to the conference
I'm sure
finals,
the
and
league won't be too happy to see a Dallas Vancouver final. It'll be great hockey, but not two major markets for the States because they'd
yeah,
much rather see McDavid in there. They were
for
hoping.
sure.
I'm sure they wanted McKinnon McDavid there,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that'd be something.
team wide, I think that Vancouver versus Dallas is the better matchup.
Yeah, they both seem like two more complete teams. Like when I look at Edmonton, it's the same thing. It's high ceiling for their top guys. They're so
Yeah,
good, but there's a very steep drop off after that, and the defense is not good, and their goaltending hasn't been good. So, you know, I see whatever, if you're asking me, okay, if Vancouver or Edmonton wins Game 7 and goes on, who has a better chance to make the final? I'd give it to Vancouver because they're more complete
yeah,
team. Now that being
yeah,
said, Dallas is a very good team. So whatever team gets there is going to have a tough go because Dallas is not an easy team to beat. They've had to go through two very hard matchups to get where they are, and yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes.
yeah. To wrap up tonight's game a little bit, I'll ask you this again: who are your three stars for tonight's game?
And again, this is definitely going to be all Edmonton Oilers. I'll give McDavid. He had 3 assists. He made some big plays. Um, I thought Hyman was noticeable. I'd probably throw him as one of them, and then I mean you can say Draisaitl again. He looked noticeable, but I might have to give it to Bouchard. I thought I was an offensive defenseman, and he did his job, and he got a goal, and it was a big one. So
Yeah,
I'll give it to those three.
yeah.
What about
Mine would
you?
be McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman. That line was
And
just all over the place.
yeah,
They McDavid looked just scary again, and Draisaitl was made to look even more scary playing beside him.
hmm
And when you get Evander Kane a goal, well, you played a poor game. Yeah, you got one in game
yeah,
5 as well, but this one was much different.
yeah. Yeah, it was that was one of the goals that I just could not blame Shilovs at all. I mean, he could. They showed a replay. They had a bunch of bodies. He didn't even see the shot get released off the face off there. Good shot, but yeah, game was over at that point. And I guess we'll see. Any other thoughts before we end the stream here?
Yep, Vancouver's gonna win game 7. It's gonna be and then march on to the Western Conference Finals. Go play Dallas on Thursday night.
Is that when the second round's going to start?
Yep. If Vancouver had won tonight, it would have been in Dallas on Tuesday. And since they didn't win, it will be going to Dallas on Thursday.
Yeah, okay, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll see what wraps up then. As of right now, it looks like we won't be doing a post Game 7 show because good old Victor's gonna probably be at Game 7 there, cheering on the Canucks and having a couple adult beverages. I'm assuming. Um, yeah. All right. I'm good with that. There's yeah. Please give us a like here and follow at the Canucks Chatter YouTube page. Comment your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. Our Twitter handles are right there underneath our names on screen.
Twitter,
Like this
Instagram.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're also on
Thanks for
yeah.
everyone that was watching and those that commented. Ho- Hopefully, we have a viewer in Australia again today.
Yeah. Yeah. Anywhere you're at, tune in. We're happy to have you listen to us. Mumble on for 30 minutes. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and probably won't see you for Game 7 post show, but if we do, we'll let you know on our Twitter handles, and hopefully
Our
we'll be talking to you after Game 1 of the third round,
Western Conference.
Western
Go
Conference
Canucks, go!
final. Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in.